What's up, everybody? Welcome to the fastest rising podcast in all of pro wrestling. Welcome to the Tuck Your Chin podcast with another video episode. Today, we're going to be reviewing Money in the Bank, of course, and we're going to be talking about Double or Nothing. We'll be giving predictions and all that fun stuff. So let me bring in my crew I got here with me. First, I'm going to bring in Mr. Antwan.
What's up, everybody? What's up? How's everybody doing? Let's get this episode on the way.
Then we got my man Millz.
How's everybody doing? You already know the prodigy in the building once again.
Yep. We got my man Julian. Julian's here.
I'm always here, so I'm not that special.
And then we got the main man, Deez.
What up? Welcome back to Tuck Your Chin, Money in the Bank review.
And then last but certainly not least, we got Mr. Steepstone in the house.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, tonight, the fastest rising podcast in all sports entertainment, professional wrestling podcast, brings to you another one of its most banging episodes. Sit back, relax, grab your popcorn, grab your sodas, grab your snacks, drinks, subscribe, because we are Tuck Your Chin.
Yes!
Yeah.
That deserves a round of applause for sure.
Yeah.
No, standing ovation. I'm giving him a standing ovation for sure.
Yes, I can't
That was
stand up,
perfect.
but I'll
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, there you go, Steve. So let's get right into it. First we had in the pre-show we had Jeff Hardy defeating Cesaro, and
Surprise.
a very weird match. I thought Sheamus or something would get involved at least, because he's been with feuding with Hardy for a little bit, and I thought this would be like a perfect opportunity to maybe bring the bar back, but I guess they're not going with that in that direction. But yeah, it was an okay kickoff match. Prefer it to be on the main show though, but that's my opinion. Millz?
To be honest, I wasn't really interested in that match, in the simple fact it was a pre-show match, and I watched half of it. I didn't watch it all, but like you said, I thought Sheamus was going to interfere because of the feud they were going on, but I guess it was like a filler match, I guess.
Yeah. Julian?
Yeah, I think all of us probably thought Sheamus was going to get involved in some way, but it didn't happen. I definitely think it should have been on the main show. I mean, I don't know. I didn't really care for it. I mean, I love Jeff Hardy, but he should not be on the pre-show because it's Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
He's a main show guy.
Yeah. Deez?
Yeah, I agree. Both these guys should have been on the main card. For the match, it was whatever, I think we've seen these guys before, so it wasn't anything special. But I mean, these two can go anytime, any place, so it was good to see. I wish there was more story around it again with the whole Sheamus thing. I thought we would see that, and obviously we didn't. So I think, again, they fell short on something, and not the greatest start to the night.
Yeah. Antwan?
Yeah.
I thought personally the match felt like honestly out of filter randomness, because I felt like they were building towards Jeff and Sheamus here, and I thought with them doing this maybe Sheamus was going to get involved here, but it's don't know what else to really put it with them doing on this route. Besides, anyway, they both men deserve to be on the main card because these are main event level stars here, and having them on the pre-show is absurd to me. So honestly, that was I didn't really have much. I didn't really that match. I didn't care much about. I mean, if Sheamus wouldn't have gotten involved with it, maybe I probably would have at least see what they were doing. But other than that, nothing much special to that.
Yeah, man. Steve?
Just like everyone said, I saw this Sheamus angle coming, and these two guys who cemented, well, Jeff Hardy, he's a legend in the business. He's an icon because he was here for past, 20 years, and to have him on the pre-show, it's kind of, I didn't see him being on the pre-show. Maybe when he first came through the door when he was like 17 years old, but now really in his 40s, definitely should have been a main show, a main card show, and not something that, the pre-show, almost nobody watches it.
Yeah, man. It was a weird way to kick off the night. And then our first match of the night, we had New Day defeating the Forgotten Sons. I'll say the Sons this time, not the people.
Surprised you didn't say
Morrison
people.
And Lucha House Party. I mean, this was a good way to kick off the pay-per-view. Definitely, it was a good match. Definitely. New Day retained. I mean, I don't think they were gonna lose it right away, but if they were gonna lose it, it would have been Miz and Morrison winning it back. But yeah, Steve.
It was a good match for the most part. Yeah, I don't see any reason to complain about it. I mean, I liked the match for what it was, and it definitely did get me interested for what the rest of the show would be. I enjoyed that match.
Deez.
Yeah, it was a good match. Again, it's just hard for me. I guess I don't know. It's hard for me to be engaged in matches like this when there's no story.
Yeah.
Even if the in-ring is good or great, even because I love seeing New Day all the time. I think they're really entertaining. I always think they come up with new stuff. Same thing with Miz and Morrison. I think they're really entertaining, especially Morrison in the ring. Lucha House Party, again, I don't think they belonged in this match, but they always add a little bit extra, I guess. And it's good to see a new team like Forgotten Sons, but no story equals no excitement for me. So it was okay for me.
Yeah.
It was not a great start to the show.
Yeah. Antwan.
I personally thought it was a good match, but as Deez pointed out, there was no story for this. I mean, I say all the time, you're gonna have matches on your show. You gotta have a story behind it because yes, it's always good to deliver, these kind of great matches. But if there's no story to it, it doesn't generate interest. And as you look at guys like the Lucha House Party involved in this. I'm trying to figure out exactly why they was even involved when they haven't been around in like Lord knows when. So that's why I'm just like, it was like whatever to me. But above all else, it was a good match,
Yeah, man. Julian.
Yeah, pretty much just going off what everyone has been saying. Like, I feel like it wasn't really. I mean, it was a good match for what it was, but it's just like there was literally no story involved with it. I mean, it's just like it's just like a filler match. Like we should have the tag titles in there somehow. So like, who could we just add into this match? And I like the fact that they added the Forgotten Sons because I feel like they're a really good team. But yeah, and like with the Lucha House Party, it's just like it just didn't seem right just to have them. And nothing against Gran Metalik or Lindsay Dorado. They're very talented. It's just like they don't fit in this storyline. I feel like it just should have been Miz and Morrison versus the New Day. And then maybe the Forgotten Sons would get involved a little bit after. And then...
it feels really forced to have Lucha House Party in there.
If they were going to use Lucha House Party, it should have been Lucha House Party versus Forgotten Sons. And then...
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like if they were to use the Lucha House Party, they should have done something like with a story like make them if they were a heel team, they wouldn't be called Lucha House Party.
No.
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, at least like if Miz and Morrison were to become champs again, like maybe they could have done something with the Lucha House Party against them, and then like give New Day to the Forgotten Sons to the New Day or something like that. I don't know.
Or they can just release Lucha House Party like they did to the rest of their roster.
Yeah.
Let's sign that.
I mean, I don't even know where Kalisto is.
I'm not even kidding. I'm not. Look, no bullshit here. Like these guys are definitely not one of my favorites at all. I like Kalisto. But these two guys here, I mean, they're good when they step in the ring, but they don't offer anything else. They have no charisma. They have no character at all.
No chemistry.
They're just typical.
No, they have chemistry. They do have chemistry.
They have chemistry. Oh no, I didn't say they didn't have chemistry.
No, Julian said it.
I just don't feel interested when I watch a Lucha House Party.
Chemistry as a team, but I don't think they connect to the audience. They don't.
Yeah.
They're not. They're not like. there's been many teams, many lucha teams in the past that have connected to the audience and have been intriguing. You know, it just been interesting to watch. These guys are just, for me, they're filler, man. They're filler, and I really don't know why they were in this match. They could have done a triple threat.
And honestly, for me, like the big problem with me and Lucha, like with Lucha House Party, for me, it's just like they just put them together. Like, oh, they're masked wrestlers. They should team together.
Right.
And it's just like, I mean, that doesn't work out. I mean, they're not like the Lucha Bros. They're not like Pentagon and Phoenix.
That's what I'm. You know, that's a great example right there, Julian. That's a team right there that I'll watch any day of the week.
And they're awesome.
But put them against Lucha House Party. Put them in the same ring against Lucha House Party.
They're getting killed.
Oh,
I'll never root for Lucha House Party. I would never want to see that team.
I'd rather see. I mean, Lucha Dragons, I feel like connected with the audience way more than Lucha House Party.
Absolutely. Sin Cara.
No, this is the reason why though, because when they brought Lucha House Party to the fold, they made them play around. They had this little dumb pinata. They had them dancing around. That's the reason why the noisemaker. That's the reason why the crowd really don't connect with them. So
it's like,
if
it's like stereotypical, like they're Mexican wrestlers. They have pinatas. Stereotypical. It's just like, dude, just let them go out into the ring. No character. Just let them go out in the ring and do what they do best, and like try and get them to connect with the crowd, because it's obvious like this whole Lucha House Party gimmick just isn't working with people, and WWE just doesn't realize that.
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all, but the Lucha House Party reminds me of an old tag team they used to have called Los Matadores.
Oh yeah.
Like, for some reason they couldn't connect to the audience. Yeah, but when they was the Los Matadores, they couldn't connect with the audience for some reason. And so they had to switch them back to the Colognes so they could connect and get that.
Olé!
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like 2012 Primo and Epico Cologne, that was their good stuff. And then they put
with
them
Rosa.
in Matadors. And then they did the freaking Come to Puerto Rico, the brochure salesman.
Yeah, so since we're on that topic real quick, and I know that all you guys are going to agree with me right now. I can almost guarantee it. For Primo and Epico, like when they became the Colognes, when they got rid of that whole, because they're Puerto Rican, you know, they're not Mexican.
Yeah.
Right. So what should have happened there, in my opinion, and I had this vision for a long time, even before they were the Colognes, they should have brought Carlito back. Okay, because I know he wanted to come back. I've seen multiple interviews saying he was just waiting for them to reach back out to him. I know, you know, that he ended on kind of bad terms with them years ago, but I mean, who hasn't ended on bad terms and come back to the WWE, right? Almost everybody.
Angle, Goldberg.
I mean, there's only one guy that's out there right now that I can think of that ended on bad terms that hasn't come back fully yet, right? And that's CM Punk. But everybody else has. Every single other guy that I can think of. So what they should have done is they should have brought Carlito back if they knew it was good for them and they knew how to take advantage of a talented team like Primo and Epico. And they're talented as hell.
They are talented.
They
underrated.
Go. And when they were the Colognes, they definitely had character. I thought, you know, when as cheesy, as corny as it was when they were walking around with like the pamphlets about come to Puerto Rico or whatever. I like that stuff, man, because that's really them. Like, they're from Puerto Rico. They grew up in that family, you know, Carlos Colon Sr., Carlito being one of their brothers and the other one's cousin. I don't know which one's which, but that they should have brought Carlito back and they should have put those three together. I even had a name for their team. Okay.
Let's hear it.
Yeah. A 3-man group, just like the New Day. And even they could have feuded like with the New Day and they could have been a really good heel team against the New Day or any other team. The Cologne connection.
Okay.
But knowing WWE, they probably would have dropped the ball with them.
They would have, man. So I'm almost glad that they didn't do that because it would have really broke my heart to see them get together and then have them just kind of fade away. But I thought that would have been a really good 3-man team. It's true. It's real family. 3 really talented wrestlers. A guy who's really established in Carlito that came up in the ranks a long time ago. A tag team that you're not doing anything with. Right. Family history, like up and down the whole thing.
A lot of chemistry.
chemistry, family, a lot of history in the business. So, but unfortunately, they're not even with the company anymore, and that's why I'm upset. And it upsets me to see Lucha House Party. I would have paid to see the Colognes last week at Money in the Bank over Lucha House Party any day. Lucha House Party, because they have more to offer for me.
Yeah.
But going back to the tag thing, the reason why we don't.
Could you go down a little bit? It's only showing your mouth. If you can
lean
back. Yeah, if you lean back. Yep.
What about now?
There we go.
We're good.
Going back to the tag team situation, like the Revival said, WWE don't care about their tag division. So that's why people don't have interest in teams like the Lucha House Party, because they treat them like nothing. And to me, the tag match was actually one of the best matches in Money in the Bank, because they were showing what they got. They was doing spots, they was doing high flies, and they was doing all this other stuff. It's a shame that WWE don't really put in that work to the tag division like they used to do in the past.
Yeah, it's sad. I mean, it's really, really sad, because there's so many talented teams right now. I remember this interview with the Revival, and I'm sure you guys have seen the images and all that stuff. They were supposed to make the Revival this stupid comedy team. It was and I see these photos, these sketches they had. Yeah, they were about to before they left, but they refused to sign the contract. But I saw these sketches, and oh my God, they made them look like complete idiots.
Well, they made them look like complete idiots before they left. I don't know if you remember, they had the Usos messing with them, which I thought was really entertaining. But they had the Usos messing with them in the bathroom, filming them, shaving each other's backs, and they had them in there. They put They put Icy Hot inside their trunks, and I'm just as entertaining that is, man. You don't do that with a team like the Revival, But it's prime example, like Millz said, they don't care about their tag teams. And I don't understand why, because tag team wrestling is a huge part of wrestling. It's just as important as singles wrestling. It's just as important, man. It's always been a big part of the business, and that's never going to change. And if you look at a lot of these other promotions and the time and energy and care that they put into tag teams, makes the WWE look really, really weak when it comes to.
I know. Look at the Young Bucks. Look at the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
They're one of the greatest tag teams ever. I mean, for me, I feel like one of the biggest for Lucha Underground, I feel like one of the biggest standouts of Lucha Underground was their trios division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the trios, they put on so much, a lot of amazing matches, because I remember there was Son of Havoc, Evilise, and Helico.
Jack Evans. Jack Evans?
Jack Evans was with Justin Gabriel and Johnny Mundo.
Oh, not bad.
But yeah, that whole division was really, really good, and they had a big connection, and the crowd loved it. And it's just the fact that WWE just doesn't care. It's sad. It's sad that these guys have actual talent.
What do you think about tag teams, Antwan?
I think tag team wrestling is important because it establishes, the connection that both the chemistry that both the two individual wrestlers have with one another. And as we mentioned here, with several tag teams that thrived in Lucha Underground, like the Lucha Brothers, we've seen how they done in Impact, and then now we've seen them in AEW together. I feel like the WWE they completely just doesn't seem interested in elevating their tag division to a higher regard, which is a problem to me, because it's why are other companies taking their tag team seriously, and you have all these talented individual tag teams here who just can't seem to make it to the next level. Look at the Revival. They left for a reason. You have to, if you're going to have tag teams, established tag teams here, you got to take them seriously, and just booking them and senseless, and not letting them get over their own way, and just giving them gimmicks that's not going to let them get over, and then coming out and just basically not letting them be themselves, and then not booking them in the sense that people are going to generate interest in the tag division. It's not going to help further establish what your tag teams are about here. So
and that's it. My bad.
But go ahead.
No, that's a team that definitely. On the subject of the Revival, that's a team you should never have let go, man. That is a team you should have done everything
Seriously.
possible to keep them around for years to come. That's a Hall of Fame tag team that could have been there, and you know.
Yeah, I mean, like it's kind of like, you know, you said that like making the Revival a comedy gig was literally the worst thing they could ever do. It's kind of like if you made Arn Anderson a comedy character, it would be just as bad. It would be just as bad.
But
I
it's
agree
sad.
completely.
Oh yeah,
Because
go ahead.
back in the day, we had, you know, the Hardy Boys, the Edge and Christians, the Dudleys.
Not even that. It's sad because to me, WWE dropped the ball with the tag teams, and in my opinion, they had both rosters had one of the best tag team division when the brand split started. Because if you look at teams like the Bludgeon Brothers, the New Day, the Usos, the Ascension, I even put the Ascension there, but they didn't use them. Like I said, they was dropping the ball with the tag team. Like
never gave them a chance.
Never gave them a chance.
Never
but
did.
in paper, they
so
had
bad.
one of the best tag team divisions. Even Raw with the Bar, they had Kevin Owens and Jericho. They had.
They were making teams.
Yeah,
they were
making
good
teams.
The Bar,
even like Rhino and Heath Slater.
That
was, you know, not that they're not the greatest in-ring guys, but that was good to see. That was something different, man. Like I'll never forget how they came together. Heath Slater was
had
like,
meaning.
Yeah,
it had a story to it.
It had a story to it, exactly. Heath Slater was in the locker room, sitting down, bummed out, man, looking for the next chapter in his career. Thought he had to go, man, and he didn't know what else to do. And next thing you know, you see a hand on his shoulder, and it's Rhino. And then there are
Rhino gave him a chance.
First ever SmackDown Tag Team Champions, and you know, they had a decent run, but like Millz said, man, they had teams to work with. They had Breezango. Breezango was a great team in there.
Breezango. Yeah.
They were very underrated, man. They were very entertaining. I mean, but look at Breeze and Fandango, you know, separately as single stars. Those guys can have a hell of a career, but put them together as a team with their characters and how charismatic both of them are. When they were doing the Fandango Files, or what was it called?
Fashion Files.
Fashion Files.
Yeah.
Love that.
Was good stuff, man. And then they stopped doing it, and they were just putting it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And no one was seeing it, and they weren't on TV for months. And then the next thing you know, Breeze is down in NXT, which I think was good for him. But he was down in NXT. Fandango's, you know, got hurt and was nowhere to be found. So, yeah, I think the biggest part where they dropped the ball over the past maybe 5 to 6 years is tag team wrestling for sure. Because like Steve mentioned, man, like think about the Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys, like that's tag team wrestling, man. And we don't have that anymore, unfortunately. And you can have that. You can have that.
Now they shit the bed with the tag teams.
It was so bad. I mean, and that really pisses me off, like, especially with, like, the Revival. I mean, the matches they had with Gargano and Ciampa back in NXT. And, like,
AOP.
And American Alpha.
Yeah. Oh, my God, AOP. And also, that also really pissed me off, like, the Ascension were the most dominant team in NXT. And then they brought them up to the main roster and made them these Legion of Doom rejects.
Never gave them a chance, man. Never gave them a chance. Never gave them not one match to give them a time to spotlight what they had. They made them jobbers from day one.
Yeah,
because day one.
Once we saw them get attacked by those legends, I knew it was over from there. Like, the APA, NWO, and the New Age Outlaws just beat the crap out of them. The most dominant team in NXT. It just
far underground buried that they can never come back from that. Never.
Yeah.
And now they're doing. I hope they do okay on the indie scene whenever wrestling comes back. But
yeah.
I mean, Victor. I mean, I've seen recent pictures of Victor. He's bald now.
Mm-hmm.
Millz, you never get to give.
Well, so is Rusev.
No, I did. I said it was one of my favorite matches of the night. It's just
guys, whatever happened. Oh, my bad, man.
No, you could go. I finished.
Well, I want to say one more thing about tag teams. One tag team that, of course, both of them can get along on their own, and they did. That I think they should have never broken up, or at least for a little while they shouldn't have broken up. Was American Alpha.
Oh my God, yeah.
Those guys were born to be together, man.
That Kurt Angle's son storyline. Like, that was so dumb.
I mean,
Or-
look at what they did with him. They made him Kurt Angle's son when we all know that's not Kurt Angle's son. Okay, we all
For
know
real.
that. That's not real.
It would have been
And-
more believable if Gable was if they
Yes.
put Gable as his son.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
but-
But then look at what they did with Gable, man. They made him Shorty
And-
G.
And then
Huh.
they had he had that terrible tag run with Robert Roode. That's another guy that man, Robert Roode.
Dropping the ball with him too. He was dominant in NXT, former NXT champion. And when he got to
He
the
was
main
on top.
roster,
Nakamura, they done it with Nakamura. They done it with Apollo. They done it with Finn Balor. I mean, Balor went back to NXT,
That's
and he's
Yeah,
doing
he
great
reinvented
over
himself.
there.
Reinvent
he
himself.
reinvented himself.
Now he's the prince.
Yeah,
Prince.
the Prince.
Prince Devitt, man.
If there's one
But yeah,
advice,
so- I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to point out there's one advice I can give, honestly. If there's one thing that can maybe try to reinvent some stuff is get Vince out of that chair. Get him into a retirement home. It's time. That-
Well, not
Sad.
only the retirement homes these
Fine.
days because those are the hot spots for the coronavirus. So maybe his own house. Or
Well, don't go home.
he's probably got 50 houses. Who knows?
Make him subscribe to the network and let him watch, because you know he's
Yeah.
not.
Subscribe to the Tuck Your
I
Chin
feel like he doesn't
podcast.
watch
even
his
even more
pay-per-views.
important.
I mean, he's been rewriting those shows for like 2 hours before the actual show happens. So
And it's garbage. I'm sorry, WWE,
horrible.
but it's horrible.
put Triple H in the chair. Put
Yes.
Triple H in charge because
Yes.
he knows. I mean, you see the work him and HBK do on NXT. He cares. He cares about he cares more about like good storylines and good wrestling. I mean, he doesn't care about these stupid wacky promos or these terrible characters or these weird stipulations. Not like Vince. He cares about the wrestling. He knows
and
what the fans want.
At least NXT has a decent tag team division.
Yeah.
Agree
And
with
man,
Amen.
and Imperium. I mean, like, look at the tag teams in NXT. You got Imperium. You've got these. Who's the
Wait.
Undisputed tag team? Who was the tag team that attacked Matt Riddle? I forgot who that was.
That's
Imperium.
Imperium.
No, it wasn't Imperium. It was like these two like gigantic.
Oh, you're talking about the NXT UK tag team. Galantis or something like
Gallus?
I
that.
think so.
Gal-
I think it was,
Gallus.
like,
Gallus.
Gallus. That's what it was.
Yes.
But yeah, and then like UK scene, like their tag teams are super super good. I mean, yeah, like the Mustache Mountain, they put on great matches. And again, Imperium and Gallus and all these, Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews.
Don't give them to Vince because he make them comedy acts.
I can't stand that Mark Andrews guy.
Why?
The
It's a rock concert.
I mean, you know what? I like him. He's a very talented wrestler, and I like him even more because he's a pop punk guy.
He's good in the ring, but he's just like my pizza guy. He's just normal.
Normal.
He's like my pizza guy or my trash guy. He's just
there.
You just
he's
called
just there,
Mark
man.
Andrews
He's-
trash.
That's crazy.
I'm not
That's
calling
crazy.
him trash, because he doesn't deserve that. But he's definitely, he needs a new theme song. He needs a new gimmick, man. He's just very generic. But enough on that. I'm not gonna waste my breath on that.
Let's
Yeah.
move on to the third match of the night. So
Third match? Did we do the
so-
second match?
The second match was the New Day. Wikipedia.
Oh,
it's-
you
that
counted
was
the
the
pre-show.
kickoff.
Oh.
The kickoff.
Oh, we
Yeah.
counting the kickoff. Oh, my bad.
So the
Got
third
I
match-
love that conversation. That was a good conversation.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was.
So
Hopefully
third
somebody
match-
will listen to that.
There won't be. I mean, unless you're in like an indie promotion that actually cares about tag team wrestling, then
Creative
probably.
Pro. Creative Pro.
Creative Pro does have good tag teams, being like with
Yes.
the Shook crew.
Nah, and BWF have a good tag team division too.
They do.
Somebody in WWE fix the tag team divisions.
Please.
We are
Please.
begging you.
Hire
Vince to
Deez.
go-
He will
Vince
fix
to
your
go
whole
retire.
company.
Let's
I
write a
will
letter
write your
to
whole.
Vince.
I will write a year's worth of tag teams tonight.
So Bobby. So first of all, it was
Yeah,
Archer versus
this
MVP, and then we were like, you know what? Let's just bring in the big man, my man Bobby Lashley, and it was like a spear, and then another spear, and then the 1, 2, 3. Horrible match. Let's move on to Antwan.
All right, so I personally thought the match was, of course, horrible, but storyline, since I see what they're doing here with MVP and Bobby Lashley, with I'm assuming they're building a stable. MVP seems like he's gaining a lot of guys here, as we've seen with Brendan Fink and Shane Thorne. So having the big man Bobby Lashley involved in this too.
That'd be a good team.
I think honestly, as again, having that replacement there definitely it served its purpose of what they're aiming for. Of course, the match itself, I didn't really enjoy it, but nevertheless, good to see a big man and MVP back together.
Yeah.
They've been together
wait,
before.
Hold up. Dance break.
No.
Just know I can't dance for nothing. Just
What's the music?
Yeah.
What you
Hey,
want
what's
to know?
the music?
Hey! Hey, God.
I can't dance. I can't dance.
Yep, I hear it. So let me ask you a
Don't.
question.
That's right. I run out of lines.
Just Steve.
Steve is
Talk
crazy.
about the bros in the chain. What you want to know, Joey Deez?
Oh, so Steve's running the dance breaks?
Yeah.
Yep. We
Well, you'll
planned
just do it
that.
randomly.
Okay, so
Oh yeah, go for it.
yeah, I don't know. I was thrown off by the dance break.
Yeah, I was going
Lashley
off
and
too. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, Lashley and MVP. Antwan, you said back together. Did you mean just recently back together, or they've been together before in the past?
They have. I remember back in TNA back in 2015. They was both part of this.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
together.
They was.
Who else was with them? It was MVP.
That's when he was the
Lashley,
boss,
and-
Bobby Lashley.
It was MVP, Kenny King, Low-Key,
Kenny
Samoa
King.
Joe, and Lashley.
That's another
Samoa
good
Joe,
Kenny
too?
King.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe was
Yeah,
in.
I
for a very
remember
short
that.
time. For a very short time, though.
Didn't know
I
that.
remember that.
And wasn't there like
remember
another
that.
team that was feuding with them?
I
Was it
think
like
it was
James
the,
Storm's team? Oh yeah, it was James
14?
Storm's team with Manic
Yeah, I think 4. Yeah.
and Sonata. Yeah,
What year was this?
it's like
2015.
2015,
2015.
16, somewhere like that.
Yeah.
I only watched TNA like 05 to like 07ish, and I didn't watch it. I like watched AJ Styles and Samoa Joe back then,
Yes.
and like I remember I remember Eric Young was back there. I remember like
Mhm.
Shark Boy, and I remember
Curry Man.
Curry Man. I don't remember like a
Black
lot of
Machismo with Jay
Yeah.
Lethal.
Yeah. I remember some of those guys, but
Consequences Creed.
I didn't. I
Xavier
wasn't
Woods.
watching like
Yeah.
Kurt Angle, Sting, and all that. Like that era,
Oh
I
my
wasn't
God.
like in tune with it. So if that's what you guys are talking about,
I like
Okay.
that era, the main event Mafia. They was a good stable.
You know what's funny about TNA and Sting? They had so many guys they could have had like elevated to like beat Sting. Like they've had like Hernandez. Like they were originally gonna have Hernandez beat Sting, and then they just scrapped that and just like made Hernandez lose. And I mean,
Yeah.
there were these like there's at least 3 super wrestlers in TNA that they would like put them in a tag team and then break them up and then do like a failed singles run. It was Hernandez, Rob Terry, and Matt Morgan. Like
No, Matt Morgan, they dropped the ball with even WWE dropped the ball with Matt Morgan. He
Matt
could have been
Morgan's
more
a
than what
good
he
dude,
was.
man.
Did he have like that speech impediment gimmick?
Yeah.
That
He used to
was
live
so
in Connecticut. He grew up here in Connecticut, Fairfield, Connecticut, and I actually I talk to him quite often, and he's the mayor down in Longwood, Florida. Shout out Matt Morgan right here.
Oh yeah.
I actually told him about the podcast.
Yes.
Yes, Matt Morgan. Hey, there's a guy we should get on here, Matt Morgan, right there. So I'll make sure we work on that. But
Yes.
he's a good dude, man. He's like, if you guys ever get the opportunity to like check out some of his stuff, like what he's doing. I don't know if you guys follow him on Instagram or not, but follow him on Instagram. I think it's like BP Matt Morgan, whatever. And I talk to this dude all the time, and he's the most positive, and encouraging person I've ever met. That I've never actually met in person, but that I've met on social media. And like this dude will make any bad day you're having that much better, because he's given me a lot of advice and a lot of encouragement, just like through he sees what I do with like kids with baseball and stuff, and he's his son actually was born with this I don't know what it is, but he doesn't talk. And his son
I remember him talking about that.
His son is like 5 years old, and this guy is like the most positive guy in the entire world. He's got a 5-year-old son, right? And he's a normal kid. He does things, but he just doesn't. He's not able to talk. And he just got like, I think for the first time ever, he talked like 2 months ago. So you guys should definitely go check it out. Like, you could probably find, he's been on the news clips. Again, he's the mayor of Longwood, Florida. Awesome dude, man. But anyways, shout out Matt Morgan.
Matt Morgan, you're the man.
God bless you, man, if you're watching, dude.
Great dude, man.
He was a great wrestler, dude. And I remember one of the funniest things about Matt Morgan was he did this like State Farm commercial for TNA.
Did he really?
Yeah, you have to look it up on YouTube. It was so
was
weird.
he Jake from State Farm?
I think he was. I honestly, I think he actually was Jake from State Farm at one point. And then they changed it to the other guy.
The other guy, yeah.
Deep.
What are the chances that guy's name is really Jake?
I'm actually going to look that up right now.
Oh, wow.
If you can find the name of that actor for me, I'll that'll be great.
Steve, yes. Would you like to give your opinions on the Bobby Lashley R-Truth match? Oh, hello. Good morning. How are you?
He looks confused. Can he hear us?
Steve, you okay, man?
Yeah, I'm good.
Did we keep you up too late on Live with Deez last night? Going to sleep, dude?
Okay. So that match, yeah. Either way, there's no point to it. And how Bobby Lashley came, crushed R-Truth. Yeah, I just still didn't see a point to it. I kind of wasn't very interested in that match, as I kind of got off the network for a while to go eat, so I can't say really much about it.
Julian, you would like to say something?
I found the actor. His name is Justin Campbell.
He's a liar.
That's
not Jake.
Justin, yeah, that's the original guy. I don't know about the new guy. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna try.
I thought the new guy is I thought this is the guy. But anyways, my take on this match, I'll make it real quick. I think this just leads to MVP replacing Lana. Lana and Lashley aren't going to last much longer. I don't know what she's going to do since her husband's released. I think she's going to leave.
I think she should have left after her husband left.
Yeah.
Yeah, she should have.
She should have left right away. She should have booked her ass out of there right away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're going to fire my husband or my wife, you're going to fire my spouse, and you're going to have me continue to be on TV with another man and act like I'm married to him?
It's like, kiss my ass. I'm out of here.
Yeah, seriously. I would never stand for that. Contract or not, I'm out of here. Okay? If you want to take me to court for a breach of contract, whatever it is, then I'll see your ass there. But you're going to release my spouse that you made me be on TV, and you made me act like I was with another man. Okay, whether she was okay with that or not, this has gone too far now. They released the man who wanted to be released, so I understand he wanted out. But they should have released her with him. Mm-hmm. But they were too selfish because they, and how many storylines have they dropped in the past, right?
A lot.
So many.
And they couldn't drop this one.
It's like we're done. We are done.
We're done with this, man. We are done.
What was that storyline to begin with? It's like when Lana left Rusev for Dolph.
It's embarrassing, and it honestly, for me, it angers me because I put myself in that person's shoes. If that was me, I don't care how much money you're giving me. I don't care how much TV time I'm getting and how good or bad or indifferent it makes me look. I am not standing for that.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I mean, it's just stupid at this point.
MVP replaces Lana, hopefully. I want to see that. I've never seen the stuff in TNA. Now that you guys say that, I'm going to definitely check that out.
It was pretty good.
I want to see MVP because we know MVP is only going to go in the ring maybe once or twice a month on TV, if that. Right? So he's going to kind of transition to this manager role. I want to see it with Lashley, and I want to see it with Lashley alone. Don't put anybody else with them. If you want to put somebody else with them, make MVP manage them on their own. You know, I don't want to sit back. Bobby Lashley needs to be on his own, guys. Like,
he does.
Yeah, he really does.
I'm sure you guys can all agree with me. We need to see the Lesnar-Lashley match. I'm not one of these people who wants to see, like, Lesnar face everybody. But one guy I want to see him face. One guy I want to see him Lesnar face is Lashley. So this is it right here. MVP with him. But the thing is MVP with him, he's going to be heel. So I'm not quite sure how they'll work that out.
Maybe they'll make. I don't know. I mean, because
they made Lesnar face in the past when he fought Seth.
With the Rollins.
So here's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid Lesnar comes back at some point, probably this summer, takes the title back off McIntyre, and then you're going to get Lashley going after Lesnar. I just don't know if it's going to be as a heel or a face. Me, I want to see Lashley as a face. But but if MVP's with him, he's got to be a heel, right?
I mean, MVP could be a babyface.
Not worth my time.
MVP,
not worth my time.
He became a babyface like late 2008. He became a babyface, and that
it's 2020. He's at the end of his career. He needs to be a heel. He's none of this like MVP coming out here like balling and loving with the crowd. He's got to be. He is the perfect heel, man. He's just one of those guys who can always be a heel. He's got an arrogant attitude. He comes across as a true dick, and I'm okay if he's a face, but I'd rather see him a heel.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. I mean, like especially like the stuff he did with Matt Hardy, like he really made you hate him.
Yeah. He's just an
That's a good heel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Millz.
To be honest, they sort of swapped Cesaro and Jeff for that match because that was a pre-show match
for
on
sure.
live.
Like, and especially because they didn't have Lana come out. You know, they didn't have Lana come out, and she should have ended up coming out and costing Lashley the match, which would lead to MVP saying, "What are you doing with this woman? Mm-hmm. She's cost you 3 matches in a row now, because she's cost him 2 matches before this. If she cost him this would have been the 3rd in like the past month, and it would have been a story written right there. MVP saying, "What are you doing with this lady? Like, it's time for me to take over."
Yeah.
But anyways, go ahead.
To be honest, Lana is not entertaining to me. It's a waste of time to have her manage him. And to be honest, I like seeing Bobby Lashley by himself because I feel like that's where he thrives more. Even though his mic skills is not up to par, his in-ring work, if you watch him in the past, talks more than his mic skills will ever talk. But with that being said, you're going to have... I was expecting MVP versus R-Truth. So you switch Bobby, MVP with Bobby, right? And then you have him squash R-Truth in like 3 minutes. That should have been a kickoff match. That's number 1. Number 2, you trying to make Lashley look dominant while you just have him lose to Humberto Carrillo. How I'm supposed to take Lashley serious?
Right.
Yeah, and nothing against Humberto. So Humberto's a great
nothing
athlete,
against him.
like,
He's talented, but
shouldn't be beating Bobby Lashley.
He should not have beaten Bobby.
And that's why I'm concerned we don't get the Lesnar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Humberto Carrillo's beating Lashley. You can't put Lashley up against Lesnar anytime soon. He just got beat by Humberto Carrillo.
Yeah.
Next year we're gonna get Humberto versus Lashley, which will probably be a squash match like he had with Ricochet.
We got that.
Yeah. I feel like if Humberto imagine if Humberto started facing Lesnar, and that would have been a squash. Like, no, not happening.
Yeah. Antwan.
I mean, like,
especially Antwan already went. I think. My bad.
Wait, what were we talking about before? Like, we were talking about MVP, with managing.
Yeah.
So I feel like he would be a great manager for Lashley. But like, who else was he managing? Like, wasn't he managing like Shane Thorne and somebody else?
Yeah, Shane Thorne.
No, but I don't want to see them as a trio because they already dropped the ball with Zelina's trio. I don't want to see them drop a ball with another one.
Those guys aren't big enough to be with Lashley.
For sure.
Yeah.
And like honestly,
No.
I wish it was actually TM61. They got rid of Nick Miller about a year ago, and split up Shane Thorne and Nick Miller, and I feel like that was a horrible move because they were an actual tag team outside
But he
of
asked
the
for
WWE.
He asked for his release. Shane
Because
Nick Miller.
WWE made them the Mighty, which it was I feel like that's just stupid. I mean,
weren't they like TMDK? Weren't they called TMDK in the NXT, and then they changed them over?
The Mighty Don't Kneel or something like that, right?
Yeah, the Mighty Don't Kneel, but they changed them from TMDK to the Mighty.
No, that they weren't. I don't think they were not TMDK. It was TM61, right when they first came. Wasn't
their original name TMDK though? The Mighty Don't Kneel.
I remember something like that.
I think when they were like before they
came together. They came from the Australia. They came from Australia together.
Yeah, that was their Australian team name, and then they came to WWE and they changed it to TM61. Like it's kind of like with like War Machine getting changed to the War Raiders, and then we're just talking about superstars and like teams that just like on NXT it worked.
Yes.
On the main roster it just didn't click. I mean, with Ricochet it worked for a little bit. Yeah. And then right after Lesnar, it's just like, who cares? I mean, and like even with Cedric Alexander, oh my God, Cedric Alexander.
I was about to bring them up. That could be a good tag team though. Those two could be an amazing tag team.
Sure.
But they get like we said before, they don't care about the tag team division, so don't expect nothing from them.
They both need to be by their own though, you know.
Yeah, I mean, again, War Machine, or War Raiders, or whatever they're called now. I mean, like, they're one of the most talented tag teams in the world, and they're
Viking. They're not even the War Raiders anymore. They're the freaking Viking
Raiders.
Yeah, Viking Raiders.
Yeah, before that, they were the freaking Viking Experience. God help us.
For a week.
And then, so they were...
That was a horrible name.
Yeah, they were one of the most dominant tag teams in the world before they came to WWE, and now they're facing the Street Profits in a basketball game.
No.
What are you doing?
Come on, that was so awesome, dumb. Man. That was freaking awesome. Are you kidding?
But that's not the War Raiders. But it was entertaining.
I don't care. But they came out. But here's the thing. It made them look really stupid, right? It made the Street Profits look really good because that's their shtick. That they look like they belong on a basketball court, right? Like they look like they should be destroying them in basketball, obviously. I mean, they just look athletic. They look like that's what they're good at, besides wrestling. I mean, you got to take wrestling away from this. Like, you got to think this is not wrestling for a minute. You got to think like you're watching a movie real quick, right? And you have these alley cats in the Viking Raiders coming through. And then you have these like young, athletic, fit-looking dudes who can play basketball.
It makes sense.
But then what the Viking Raiders did at the end, they came out on top of this. Okay, as much as I don't want to say that because I love the Street Profits, the Viking Raiders came out on top of this because they showed them up at the end. You know what I mean? They showed them what they really did have. They showed them that they were playing them the whole time, literally playing the Street Profits. And that was just like a slap in the face. Like, we don't care about this game. We're gonna show you up at the end. And they showed them at the end, and they walked out. And the Street Profits were like, "What just happened?"
Yeah, I mean, like, what's next? Are they gonna make the Street Profits LARP or something like that? I don't know. Like, what did the Vikings do?
I don't know what you guys think, but I thought that was a great segment. That was a great segment.
It was entertaining. Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
But, it was entertaining. It's just I just felt like
what do you guys think?
The point.
Millz, Antwan, and Steve. What do you think about this basketball? This little basketball.
I personally thought it was very entertaining because when they announced the segment early on in the show, at first I was kind of skeptical about like what were they going to do here, but then when I saw it, I saw what they were doing. They brought, as you pointed out, Deez, the way they portrayed the Street Profits here was, there's this young, these guys, they look like they're professional basketball players, before, you take this wrestling aside away from them, they can go on the court with any, they're going on the court already. But then you got the Viking Raiders, who are, you know, they're these, you know, probably unexperienced guys going to come in here and just probably lose, but then came out on top in the end to kind of show that, look, this is not just about the game. This is to show that, look, we can beat y'all at your own game.
We can do better what you can do. What's the saying?
Anything you can do.
Anything you can do.
There you go. And they
Yeah.
said it to their face. They said it to their face at the end, Antwan. They said it. Anything you can do, we can do better. And they did it better than the Street Profits, because the Street Profits won the game, but the Vikings messed with their head the entire time.
Yeah.
Good for them, man.
When I first saw that,
People shit all over creative all the time, but good on them for this. I like stuff like this. Come on, I like it.
yeah,
To be
when
honest,
I saw that, I honestly thought I turned to the wrong channel. I honestly thought I turned to a basketball game for a second, and then when my mind came back together, I was like,
You can't watch one of those right now.
"Yeah, we
Nah,
can't." Like,
to
what
be
is
honest,
Well, unless it's like
Stupid.
flashbacks or
It's
something.
bad.
And then
to
when
be
you,
honest,
now that you mentioned that, it's like, yeah, you know, taking aside from wrestling, because you know they're wrestling based, and you know, seeing something different, it was refreshing. And the Street Profits, they're always doing that thing when they're, you know, in the basketball court, and to get upstaged by these guys who look like they can't even. It left like, oh wow, they were shocked and their jaws dropped, and so was mine.
nah, but to be honest, if the Viking Raiders would have attacked the Street Profits after they lost, it would have been entertaining for me.
Yeah.
That's why
man.
I didn't really like it, because they just walked away with their tail between their legs. If they would have attacked them and established themselves as a heel team, so you could tell the
Yeah.
story, it would have been better for me. That's the only thing.
Yeah, and that's my bad for not mentioning that after. I knew there was something I kind of missed, but guys, for me, it's all about coming up short. Like, if you don't come up short, the segment is decent enough, right? It could be really good, or it can be decent, or you can come up short with it. And like, I thought it was a great segment, but now that Millz mentions that again, I did think to myself after, like, what could have been a little better about this? The Viking Raiders should have attacked them and beat the crap out of them in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that
they're
that's where they
entertaining.
Oh, let's move on to the next match. Oh shit, here we go. Barely defeated Tamina.
Oh,
God
boy.
bless this match. 10 minutes, you know, I could sit
No,
through
don't start trash talking this match. Do not start trash. I'm taking over this podcast right now. Listen to me.
Do not trash
This-
match.
This match, I already talked about this before. This match was great. I'm going
It
to tell you
was.
what. It was Tamina's best match of her entire career.
I give her that. It was.
That was great.
It was.
And I don't know if it's because it was a title match, or I don't know if it was because she's in better shape, or like she's been training more on her time off. I'm not sure what it was. I don't know if it was a physical thing or a mental thing. She might have pushed herself really hard because this is not an opportunity she's really had in her career. And they really made me think a lot in this match that Tamina was going to win. And I want to keep in the back of my head that they're going for this Sasha Bailey title feud. I want that to happen.
Yeah.
I don't think it needs the title because they have enough story there anyways to just have a great feud without the title. But I want to see with the title. Tamina, for me, needs to be a champion soon because she doesn't have a lot of time left. But great
100%.
job, Tamina. This was a fantastic match for her. Awesome.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, and Tamina's been with the company for like over a decade now.
And she has I don't remember any of her matches except this one.
Yeah, and that's sad because Tamina is a great athlete, and it's just sad. I feel like they definitely should have given her the title at least a lot earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if they should definitely give her the title soon.
Yeah, I mean, she's 42. She doesn't have a lot of years left, so just give her the title. I can get on board with that. Steve, I'll let Steve go for it, man.
Like everyone said, you know, she's been with the company well over 10 years now, and this title opportunity it's long overdue. You know, people complain all the time about where are these guys, how creative never pushed this person or that person. And this was an example sometimes the fans are wrong because Tamina, she's been in the back for too long. Now that she's stepping up to the plate and getting an opportunity for the title, at least she's getting TV time, and at least she was part of a championship match. Because even if she does go out without a title, because not everyone is going to win a title in their career. Let's be honest. You can't give the belt to everybody. But, she's going to be remembered for something, and that's what I felt like this match was.
Is that and I'm not assuming anything, but is that your way of saying like you don't think she deserves a title? Or like
No,
are you saying
that-
she's not one of the ones that
Like, how people say she's going to go whole career without having a title. And yeah, she might not have a lot of time left, and they're waiting so long to give her title because they can't just, drop it on her for no reason or wait until the last match before her retirement to do it. So if she were to go out without a belt, I wouldn't be super pissed because
1 month. Mm-hmm. 1 month. That's all I'm asking. 1 month. She
Yeah.
doesn't need more than that.
Agreed.
That's it.
All right. I thought personally was a great match too. I feel like this was a great chance for Tamina to really showcase, a lot what she had in her potential, because I feel like for years, she's kind of been one of those dark horses in the locker room that's been that secret ingredient in terms of who you're looking for to be this next women's world champ. That's going to be it. They're going to raise the bar to higher regard, much like Dana Brooke. I feel like this past Sunday was a perfect opportunity that she really stepped up her game big time here. And whether looking she lost it, I look at it as a win as well, because she stepped up. As I point, she's really stepped up a lot this time, and the fact that she's gotten a lot of TV time and a lot of build to get to this level and was able to deliver a great match with Bayley, that honestly it's a title her on to say. I worked hard. This is all these years it kind of paid off for me to be able to come and finally get this chance to do this. And now, she had that chance to kind of go out there and deliver a great match, and I was glad to see it. So above all this, I say great match. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with Bayley and Sasha here. And nevertheless, we'll see what's next.
Yeah. Millz,
To piggyback what D said,
hold up. Do
the only reason.
phone again.
Yeah, you good?
Yep.
The only reason I'm gonna piggyback on what D said earlier. The only reason why Bayley actually won that match is because the Sasha and Bayley feud. They're gonna do it because if you watched last night, Charlotte added a little bit fuel to the fire with the whole Sasha and Bayley thing. So that's why Bayley won that match. But Tamina had it, man. He had it.
Yeah.
There was times in that match I thought like, all right, they're probably gonna pull the trigger and give her the belt, but Sasha interfered, regular WWE ending, and that's about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So true.
Julian, do you just want to move on? Or do you like?
Well, as I pet my little lamb here,
I was wondering what you were petting.
I know it's like an orange juice. I thought it's like a juice box.
I thought Will pets things on here.
Don't steal its gimmick.
Yeah.
Come on.
Did you paint that or did you cough Corona on it? What is that? What is that?
I had
The color.
I don't know. I did color on it when I was like 3, and I just found it. I was like, this could be a funny thing to use.
That's an
But
elephant?
anyway, it's a lamb.
Oh.
It says Jesus is my shepherd on the stomach.
Okay.
Yeah.
What match are we on?
Tamina
We're on the
versus,
same damn match.
oh yeah, but yeah, I agree with everything everyone has said. Like, I'm sorry, Mike, but Matt, this is honestly, I feel like this is definitely Tamina's best match.
Mhm.
I mean, she again, like everyone was saying, like I'm gonna stop doing that. But yeah, it's just like she never really got the chance to like show everybody like what she's actually got, and like it was I thought it was a great match. I mean, Tamina, I've said this many times before, like she does deserve the title sometime soon.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been saying that for years now. It's just like Tamina has talent, they just won't let her showcase it. And she's been like, they'll make her like the evil like tag team partner of like AJ or Nia Jax. Like they will put her with like, I guess they're pretty much they'll just put her with
That should have been a team.
somebody else to get that person over and not her. And
Yeah.
that's one of the sad things. And I'm just very happy to see like they're finally giving Tamina the chance to, get in the spotlight for a change. And I was happy to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. I'd say Tamina deserves it.
Nia and Tamina for a team someday.
Hopefully, man. First we
They
need that
did for a
title.
little bit.
First we need that belt on her, and then we need that tag team.
Yeah, and then
They
Nia can turn on her and win the title from her, and then everything's good.
Yeah.
Didn't they team for a little bit last year? They were in the
They
Fatal
did.
4-Way last year at WrestleMania when the
And
Iconic.
Nia got injured.
Yeah. But there wasn't a story and there wasn't like a lengthy feud
Yeah,
or
good point. Good point.
it's traditional wrestling, man. Have them team together, maybe win the tag titles, and then have them feud.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Mhm.
It's there. It's family. It's right there. It's the easiest.
Technical difficulties.
He's still there.
Deez, you hear us?
I'm back.
Sorry.
I was like, hello, Deez, are you there? Earth to
Did you hear me?
Deez. I can hear you.
That,
We can
Well,
hear
we
you.
hear you now, but we didn't hear you like what you were about to say.
that guy
Yeah,
back in
you
You
you.
froze a little bit. You froze a little bit.
I'm right here.
All right.
It's Steve's fault.
What?
You're always making my phone shut off, man. I'm messing with
That's
you.
my dungeon magic.
What was I saying though?
Oh, we were talking about
Tamina and Nia.
Traditional wrestling when it comes
Yeah,
to
yeah.
like,
Have them team up, and then one turns on the other one, and boom.
perfect, just as easy as that.
Yeah.
Go for it, man. My bad. That's it. You're good. Move on.
Yeah. Yeah.
The next match we had Braun Strowman defeated my man Bray Wyatt, but we won't talk about that. It was a good match. I liked how they did a little bit of cinematic with how they brought the puppets in, and yeah, Braun Strowman won. I thought Braun was gonna join them, and yeah.
You didn't think that, did you?
I mean, at one point in the match, I was like, things are bound to happen by the universe.
You really thought they was gonna join together?
Come on,
Hey.
man. He's the champion.
Come
He's the
on.
Universal Champion.
Yowie wowie.
Dude,
They got some
yeah.
Jedi mind tricks and all of that.
Dude, the way they did that with like the sheep mask. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Deez, go for it.
This was good stuff. The sheep mask, dropping down to his knees, opening his arms, acting like he was. I knew he wasn't going to, but maybe if I started watching wrestling yesterday for the first time, I would have bought into that. Other than that, it was good. It was probably as good as you're gonna get with that. Now it's time for the Fiend to step in, and it's time for the Fiend to take back what is his. Get that reindeer out of here.
I'm just grabbing like what's around me.
It's like the
desk.
Firefly
Braun-
Funhouse over there.
Is Antwan okay?
Oh, right, I'm good.
You kind
you're
of froze
frozen
up,
for
my
me.
friend.
Your
Kinda
screen
frozen.
is frozen.
My
So
bad. I actually
That's
had
okay.
incoming call
just
for a
making
second.
sure you're here. You good? You can hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, just making sure you're here. Yeah, I think I like Braun. I like Braun a lot. I like him as champion, but he should have never been champion without a crowd. And so Bray needs that back, man. Bray needs it back. And give me Reigns and Bray when a crowd comes back. Reigns and
That would be
Bray
a good feud.
when a crowd comes back.
Great.
Antwan.
My personal thoughts, I thought it was a really, really good match. And I like the storytelling they did there, with having the puppets come out, and the thoughts of with Braun having the black sheep mask on. I thought it was all great storytelling. There because now I'm hoping what they're doing here is having him beat the Funhouse Bray. I'm hoping this builds towards okay, now let's get the Fiend up in here and now go and now take Braun out and get the title.
Oh, yeah.
Steve.
Like Antwan said, we eventually have to see the Fiend because what the hell is going on? Okay. Because you remember when the Fiend first showed up on confronting Braun, he said, Bray, I'll let you in. And I kind of thought that meant, he'll let the Fiend Bray in because the Funhouse Bray isn't the person that says, I'll let you in. So eventually we do got to see the Fiend. I kind of see these two as, two separate people because they're two separate gimmicks. And obviously he was going to be Funhouse Bray, little Steve from Blue's Clues. But the Fiend might be a different story.
Imagine them as a team, just the two of them, huh?
Mm.
With the Fiend around, like with the Fiend and not Funhouse Bray, like old Bray,
Like
Leader of World.
Cult Leader Bray.
Backwoods Bray, with the Fiend coming into play sometimes with Braun.
Yeah.
Probably. Eventually.
But not the way they treat tag teams.
Millz.
Give me a second.
To be honest,
Everybody's on
I
pause.
was.
The camera.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you. I can't see anybody else though.
Yeah, everyone turned off the
Y'all
camera.
can see me though, right?
Jeff Dunham.
Y'all can see me
That's Walter.
though, right?
Yeah, I see you.
You have Walter.
Okay, I'm done.
That's awesome.
Go for it, Millz. You're
Go
like,
for it,
what
Millz.
the fuck
Sorry.
is this kid doing?
Sorry, I cut you off.
Whatchamacallit? I really didn't care much about this match because it was Funhouse Bray and it wasn't the Fiend. Because I actually already knew Braun Strowman was gonna win, but what did intrigue me was in the end when Funhouse Bray lost. They showed the Fiend flashing a little bit, saying "Let me in, let me in." So I'm really excited to see if the Fiend's gonna step up. But knowing what they did yesterday with him and Otis, I doubt it.
Hey, I mean, it could happen, like, next week. I mean, we still got a few weeks, and how many weeks till Backlash? Maybe like 4 or 5? Less than that?
No, like 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, bring the Fiend in. It would kind of make sense. I wouldn't be against it. Who else can go? What the fuck's going on?
I feel like everyone's lost in a cave somewhere. Where's Steve? Where's Antwan? Where's Julian?
Where's Millz?
I'm still here.
I'm still here.
I'm still right here. I guess my phone acting up now.
Antwan, you want to jump out and come back in?
Yeah, let me do this. I'm gonna pull up my laptop.
Hey,
Right.
we'll keep recording. You're
Yeah. Just let him jump back in. That's okay. We're just because he's frozen here.
Yeah. Okay, peeps. So this is the Tucker Chin podcast, and we are doing bloopers for you.
We're live. We are live. This is not no editing, right?
No
editing. Uncut.
Life,
uncensored.
man. Things go on.
Oh, let's talk. Let's talk about I don't know. Let's.
Well, what's next? We're done with,
McIntyre Rollins.
Are we done with Bray and Braun? You guys good with
Yeah,
that?
pretty much.
Yeah. McIntyre Rollins. I don't know what else to say besides fucking amazing.
Amazing match. Great
Match of the night.
A great 20-minute match, and
Match of the night.
I mean, yeah, definitely match of the night. If Rollins is getting a send off with this match, I wouldn't be upset with it. This was the way to maybe send him out for a little bit.
No, but I like the gimmick now. He changed. Like his gimmick now is all dark and persona-ish. Like ever since he shake Drew's hand, he's been a whole different person, and I kind of dig it.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
I feel like he's lost right now. Like he lost the match. He don't got the title, and then the thing he did to Ray, that was a little bit too much. But I think his character's going in the right direction.
What's up, Antwan? You're back.
What's up, Antwan? You're back.
I see ya. Holy shit.
How I'm doing now?
Yeah, you're good.
See.
And now we're talking about McIntyre and Rollins.
Great.
Go for it, Antwan. You join. Let's do this, Antwan. Your turn.
Right.
Yes, Julian's back with the old WWE title. Wow, the original, my favorite.
Let me see.
Hell yeah.
My favorite one is the one before that one.
Okay, so
The Eagle?
So everybody real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. everybody real quick. When you see that title, who comes to mind first? I'm going to go first on this one. Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
Yes, Eddie.
Eddie.
I was going to say, yeah, definitely Eddie, but my second wrestler that came to mind was JBL.
Yeah,
Eddie.
longest reigning.
Eddie.
I'm gonna give you two, and
What
it's
about
gonna be
Batista?
different. No, Batista never held that one.
No, he
Oh,
was
it was the
world.
But
other-
I'm gonna give you two people that come to mind, and it's gonna be different because the first person to ever hold that belt was Triple H.
Yeah.
That's one.
That's true.
And the second person that comes to mind is Brock Lesnar, because he had it for most of the ruthless aggression ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, JBL held that the longest, I think.
Yeah,
Right?
the longest reigning champ in SmackDown history.
Yeah, memories right there.
Wait, who
Did
are we up
everybody
to?
names? Yeah, Antwan. Who did you say?
Oh, so well, the first person to come to mind when I see that title, first as mentioned, Brock Lesnar comes to mind, and of course Eddie. But about the Drew and Seth match, I thought that was to me one of the best matches of the night. I love the ending the ending sequence they had to the match. Everything about it, the storytelling, it told for itself. It definitely propelled Drew as as his first. Well, actually now first second singles match of defending the title, because first was Big Show after WrestleMania ended, but this was definitely a great match. Showcase, so I knew them two get into that rivalry and the match itself for itself. I knew it was going to be great because seeing Drew and Seth together, that they had that the chemistry there. So to see it all built into that one match there, definitely made for me one of the best matches of the night.
Yeah.
100%.
I agree. Definitely greatest. I thought to be honest, do you guys would agree with me? Do you think this could have gone half an hour? If you
Yeah.
guys think so?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Could've.
especially if Rollins is going away for a while.
Yeah. No, it was great how it is. Maybe it could have been a little longer, but I don't think there was a bad part in this match. It was just hard hitting. Maybe the heel hook when Rollins did the heel hook, but that's usual.
Who else thought that it could have been over with the curb stomp?
Yeah, I thought it could have been over, honestly.
Yeah.
So I just want to quick mention, with no crowd, my feeling is false finishes are hard to tell for me, because a lot of times the crowd gives you the vibe of, you can kind of tell almost when a match is done with the crowd reaction almost. It's really strange. I don't know if you guys noticed that over the years of watching wrestling, but a lot of times you really get that feeling, because not just because like a sequence or something, you've seen it before, you've kind of seen it play out, but it's also the crowd's reaction. So as soon as you hear a crowd starting that certain count of 1, 2 with the referee, you can almost tell it's over. Okay. I can't get that. Obviously, none of us can get that with no crowd. So the curb stomp actually had me thinking for 2 seconds, they're taking the title off of Drew now already. So that was that was a false finish for me, a really big one. And then after the match, I thought it was great for them to shake hands. However, I don't think Rollins is going away for a while. I think it's just going to be real short term, because he needs to wrestle. He needs to work. You know what I mean? And I think he's a big star. I could see him maybe taking 3 to 4 months off at the most. But I've seen reports of talking about Rollins being out the whole time. He's not going to be out for 9 to 12 to 14 months. I mean, that not from the reports that I'm seeing. No. I don't think so.
Not going to happen.
Not Seth Rollins.
Do you
For
think
sure.
he's gonna keep going along with this father? You know how he went crazy kind of on Monday.
Well, the thing is he's thinking, man. He's in his mind. He's about to have a kid. His wife's got to go away for a while. He's torn probably of what to do with his career. His wedding has been on hold for the past month. And this is real life emotions, and I think he did a great job on Raw. If we want to dive into that for a second, I think he did a great job on Raw, standing on the apron and staring into the ring, blank
20
poker
minutes.
face for 15 minutes, and watching guys in the corner right in front of him just staring a hole straight through him. But I think it was great for Ray to end it like that, and Rollins freaking tore him apart, exploded on him as he should. But the 5-year-old, like the 10-year-old little boy in me cried inside for Ray because I grew up watching Ray, and it was just for me. I just felt like, why are you doing this to Ray? That was a brutal, that was Randy Orton status type attack.
Yeah.
That was a Randy Orton status type attack right there.
It was unbelievable, and like
good stuff.
The way it was great, but like I feel like the way like Aleister Black reacted, I feel like we might, for some reason, I'm thinking we're gonna get a Seth Rollins Aleister Black feud, or maybe a Rey Mysterio Seth Rollins feud.
Seth Rollins, definitely.
Yeah, because we've seen he attacked Murphy, and we've seen the Murphy Black storyline 100 times.
Dude, we got to see Ray and Rollins. That's a huge feud. That's something we've
and then they'll do Aleister and Rollins after that, maybe, because I want to see Aleister and Rollins fight each other.
Yeah, I mean, hey, give it to us.
I'm not. That'll be fine.
Steve, did you want to give your opinion on this match?
I thought it was a great match. Honestly, the ending where Seth shook Drew's hands, that was like a wake-up call to Seth, and find out he's about to be a dad, He's going through a lot right now, and I don't really know if him, going through that, where he's just staring into his face as a gimmick, or if he just actually don't know what to do in the heat of the moment, man. Because you look at now having a kid, and they're both wrestlers, but, after he gives birth and she's clear to come back, who's going to stay at home to take care of the kid, and who's going to be able to come and do their passion? Because you want to have that good relationship to your kid, because they want to get to grow up knowing who their parents are. But them coming to work, it's like, I don't really know what Stephen Rollins' mind is right now. And if he is taking time off, like Deez said, be probably not a whole year, not as long as Becky's going to be out. Maybe a couple of months off, take care of Becky. And this match, it was a really good match. And if Seth were to leave from there, it would be a proper send-off, a good goodbye.
Yeah. Millz?
I thought I ran already.
Oh, shit.
That was the first one.
Checklist, probably.
Yeah. Oh, don't get the checklist out an hour and a half into the show, man. Don't hurt yourself, man.
Oh, Julian, what are you doing over there? Are you at Home Depot or something?
Where are you, man? A paint shop? An art store? Are you in an art store?
I am not in an art store.
Why do you have art supplies behind you then?
Honestly, this is where my stepmom likes to craft.
Everybody. This is Get to Know Julian on the Tuck Your Chin podcast. Tonight is episode 1 of Get to Know Julian. What do you got? What's the wooden fence? That's all I want to know.
The what?
The little tiny wooden fence you're about to paint.
It looks like a doctor's office in there.
You're gonna paint that little wooden fence. I know you are.
What?
It's right behind you. Look behind you, the other shoulder.
What the hell is going on right now?
Do you guys see the little picket fence on the bottom, like right above his hand right now?
Oh, shit.
I see it now.
What the hell is that?
I don't know.
All right. Anyways.
Okay, cool.
Get to know Julian. Trust me, you don't want to get to know me.
Not more.
Oh boy, we got the Money in the Bank ladder matches. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And weights, baby. Otis, my pick. The only smart person that picked Otis after someone.
You calling us dumb? Are you calling us dumb?
Stakes and weights for life.
Bad. I feel like it was a bad move.
Hey, it was when I saw him catch the briefcase, I was like, you know what? I lived.
You lived? I died.
You lived? I felt like Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black. That's how I felt.
Stakes and weights all day.
Okay, but he fluky won.
Yes.
He couldn't climb the ladder, so
not
they had to WWE it.
Not cool.
AJ should have won it, hands down.
I don't know if you guys remember, like, my big thing with these ladder matches when we went into this was the finish has to be epic because the match is epic. The finish has to be epic. The finishes were not epic. Asuka's win came from being on top of the ladder with Baron Corbin. For whatever reason, she punched him off. Because there's two different briefcases.
What is this guy doing?
And I didn't understand the Asuka win, and it wasn't exciting at all. Only 3 women made it to the roof. The finish of the men's match was shitty. Elias knocking Corbin down was great, I thought, but AJ Butterfinger in the briefcase, shame on them to give it to Otis so he can cash it in for the tag titles.
If he cashes in,
He's gonna cash it.
Fucking cry.
If he cashes in on the tag titles, that is so bad. They didn't need to waste that on a tag title thing, so they better not do that. I like Otis. I'm a huge fan of Otis. Not a cool way to win. I thought the match was great. The men and the women interacting, Nia and Otis interacting, having people pop up in the match from the past, having Vince reacting. Stephanie didn't need to be best part of the match. So first of all, the entrances were awkward. The women came out and lined up next to each other like they weren't about to fight each other. So that wasn't cool. Asuka's entrance was the best, jumping from the top.
Yep.
The men's entrances were better because they were in the weight room. They started off in the gym. That was a little bit better. My issue here was they should have all started in the same place. They should have came in one by one, all at different times. It should have been like a movie was already in action, you know, but they started it off with like this really super awkward entrance thing. But best part of the match, Vince McMahon with the hand sanitizer.
I thought he used it in the box.
Kicking Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles out of his office and using hand sanitizer. Best part of the match.
Yeah, man. Oh, Steve, you're using some hand sanitizer?
And the guy's getting thrown off the roof.
And it's like they didn't even sell it. Like they just came
they landed only 6 feet down. They brought him back on TV the next night, and they're like, well, it's okay. They only landed 6 feet below. Then who cares? Why did you do the spot then?
Yeah.
There's no need for that spot.
If you were just going to expose it the next night that they didn't fall and hit the ground 100 million feet below and didn't die, because obviously they wouldn't be able to be like, oh, we threw him to the ground. They would have died.
Yeah. Julian, yes, sir. Would you like to predict? Yeah, I can't really hear you. It's like you're in a official.
Breathe.
Yeah. Yes.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I don't know. I'm just being stupid.
Put the mask away.
I won't do what you tell me. Anyway.
I won't do what you tell me.
Anyway. Yeah, the whole Money in the Bank match, I felt like they could have done so much more.
Yeah.
With that. I feel like they should have cut out between matches, this is happening at the Performance Center. Oh my God, all that stuff. I thought there was going to be a big spot where someone actually falls off the building. I feel like that was such a stupid thing to do with having Otis win the Money in the Bank. I don't care what you say, Mike. I'm okay with Asuka winning it. It's just for me, having Otis in the match to begin with was kind of stupid, but having him win is just they are making this whole Money in the Bank contract pretty much a joke. It felt like this. I felt like this was more of a comedy match than it was an actual match because you have Brother Love, John Laurinaitis show up. It's just this was not gonna. This is so dumb. I mean,
All we needed was the boogeyman. I definitely thought we were getting the boogeyman.
I would not have been surprised.
AJ getting thrown into the Undertaker's room there.
Oh, this tells me that
that feud's continuing.
That feud is nowhere near done.
What do you guys think? SummerSlam or Survivor Series?
SummerSlam.
Survivor Series for sure.
Well, it's going to end at Survivor Series. It's going to end at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Yeah. But AJ should we were talking about this in the predictions. Like AJ should have had like that paranoia coming back to Raw, and she's like when he saw the Undertaker's picture and then you saw the room, it was like that paranoia came.
Yeah.
But like
they
should have had that from the beginning.
No, but they listened. But for how long? Because if next week on Raw AJ comes out and he's just like, with after seeing what he saw, then where do you go from there?
Yeah, I mean they should like plant the seeds that like he's scared shitless, still, something like that. So yeah,
it makes sense,
What are you doing?
What's the name of that? Gilbert? Is it Gilbert or something?
Peanut.
Peanut.
Shit, I know it. Peanut.
It's Peanut. We already said it.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Like I feel like we were getting too serious. I need to do something. And I just had a couple things just lying around. I was like, I could maybe use this for something.
So yeah, congrats to Becky, definitely. You're gonna be a great mother. If you're watching, which you probably aren't, but maybe you are, which you probably still aren't, but
Said that 4 times.
Let's
Congratulations, Becky.
Let's do some double or nothing predictions.
Wait a minute, did everybody speak on the ladder matches?
We pretty much did.
Steve, did you?
No, I didn't.
Oh, go ahead, Steve. I'm so sorry.
Forgot our plug, man.
What a horrible host, man.
It's all right.
I should be hosting
that
this
match,
thing.
it was pretty okay until they got to the roof, I just wonder, man, like, how long did they have to practice Otis catching that so perfectly? And that, like Deez said in last week's podcast and what Julian just brought up, they should have shown little 5-minute clips throughout the show instead of having this, an hour-long match of these both. The part I liked most was probably the food fight with Paul Heyman.
Yeah, Paul Wade got the Shayna Baszler sleeper hold.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the choke on Rey Mysterio.
And then Otis and Nia crushed him. I was like, wow.
Otis and Nia was cool, but why did they do the why did Shayna choke out Ray?
Ray can't catch a break. He can't catch a break.
I like when Otis threw the pie at John Laurinaitis.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
For some reason, Brother Love was.
They didn't need a Brother Love being there. Actually made sense to me though.
Bruce Pritchard, isn't he in charge of like SmackDown or something?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you had the Undertaker there as well, and you had Brother Love.
That's true. I didn't think of that.
Just a little like
history lesson
from the past, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess anyone have any other comments about Money in the Bank?
Mm-mm.
No.
Ended at 9:30.
Oh no! We still got AEW.
It was a very short show. Yeah, good point, Steve. I
thought you meant the podcast. Oh, sure. Go ahead. My bad.
No, it was a very short pay-per-view. It was over.
The shortest in history.
Yeah, it wasn't even 3 hours.
With a Money in the Bank. It was like right over at 8:00, like 8:30, like at my time or something like that.
Oh yeah. That's crazy.
It felt really, really short. I mean, it's like almost felt like. I mean, WrestleMania, like the 2 nights, like I feel like it was like kind of like that long, like the one WrestleMania show on the one night felt like very short, but like it kind of made up for it for the second night because it felt like how WrestleMania usually is. But this just felt like a weird 2.5 hour show.
That's what it was, 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
it made no sense to me.
So I guess let's get into predictions. So I guess we'll just start with Cody versus Lance Archer. I like what they're doing with Lance Archer with Jake the Snake. It's the final to crown the inaugural AEW TNT Championship, and I think it's time for Lance Archer to take that dub. Steve?
Yeah, I agree. I'm not the biggest AEW guy. I just recently started getting into them, but because I honestly don't want to see Cody win the tournament, especially since he's one of the executive producers of the company. So it'll just feel like he's giving himself everything. But yeah, definitely Lance Archer.
Julian?
Lance. I mean, that's pretty much all I got. I mean, I'm not a big AEW guy. I try, but I watched it the first couple weeks, like when it just started, and I watched all the pay-per-views leading up to the TV show. Like I watched Double or Nothing last year. I watched All In. And it's just like those were great shows, but then I don't know. I mean, and I really only watch AEW for the pay-per-views.
Yeah.
I mean, I doubt I'll watch Double or Nothing if it's on. Okay, cool. But yeah, I guess I'll go with Lance Archer because who remember when he was Vance Archer in WWE?
Yep.
Or that terrible run he had with Kurt Hawkins?
Mm-hmm.
This was Kurt Hawkins right before he left. It was bad.
My guy, Lance Archer. Antwan. Oh yeah.
Antwan?
We can't hear you, my friend.
Okay, how about now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Your
Speaker.
headphones were not plugged in.
I can figure what that is. Okay, everybody hear me good now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I got Lance Archer for this. Myself isn't a big AEW fan either, but I follow some of Lance Archer's matches in New Japan, and for him to get this top role here in AEW, this monster role, I can personally say that I think this is the perfect chance to capitalize off of his dominance thus far, and the TNT Championship definitely should go to him.
Yeah. Deez?
American Nightmare.
American Nightmare.
Go for Cody?
I don't freaking know. I have the bandana. Why not? Yeah, sure. Let's go for Cody. I like Cody. Don't really know this other guy much, so.
Okay.
He was a title wrestler in WWE.
I know him, but I don't know much about him. So.
Yeah. He's a lot better now.
Yeah.
I say Lance Archer. Only reason why, because he beat Dustin in the semifinals. Is only way if he beats Cody.
Yeah.
You watch AEW, Millz?
A little bit. Not that much, but I'm mostly an NXT guy. But from time to time, I watch AEW. Not that much. But I'm aware of the product though.
I watch both. I flip back and forth. I just think they're both great shows. NXT and AEW. They've been doing both really good. Next match, MJF versus Jungle Boy. I got my boy MJF without a doubt. Millz?
MJF.
Antwan?
MJF.
Deez?
MJF.
Julian?
Friedman. MJF.
Steve Stone?
I'm better than you, and you know it. MJF.
Yes, and he doesn't give a shit
Sorry,
that we
Jungle
all
Boy.
voted for him.
Sorry,
You
Jungle
don't.
Boy. We love Jungle Boy. You're awesome, but it's MJF's time.
Yeah. It will always,
MJF is an incredible heel. He's
Yes.
a great character. That's
he's not
him.
even a character.
I know
That's
it's
him.
wim. Who he is. So
Johnson for telling us
he
that.
he deserves whatever match we're talking about right now.
The next match, it's a good one. Moxley versus Brody Lee for the
What? What is it for?
Already?
the championship.
AEW title.
Already?
What?
He just got signed. I feel
Yeah.
like it's too early for Brody, but
It is, but
That's
that's
gonna be a
good. That's
good
fire match.
yeah, that's gonna be a good match.
It's just another stab in WWE's back. They're just trying to get all those in while they can, man. It's not anything to Brody Lee, so I'm gonna have to probably say Moxley. I love this though. I'm gonna watch this. Where's this?
It's on pay-per-view. I think it's on pay-per-view, but next.
This is their next pay-per-view. Okay.
Yeah.
Try the fight app.
I'm gonna go Moxley. I think it's a little too early for Brody, but he's definitely gonna put up a fight. Brody Lee.
Because I saw something on Brody Lee's Instagram today with the title, but I didn't know that he was going for it right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, something with like him as like the leader of the Dark Order. It's just like it's so cool.
Steve?
I said John Moxley.
Oh, my bad. Julian.
I feel like it's a little too early for Brody Lee. I definitely think he will get it sometime, but yeah, I'm going with my man John Moxley.
Millz.
Time for Southern
Yeah,
violence,
Moxley.
Antwan.
Moxley all the way.
Oh shit, we've all been agreeing on everything so far. Okay.
My little buddy agrees too.
So we got a ladder match, the casino ladder match for a future AEW World Championship match. We got Mr. Darby Allin versus Colt Cabana versus freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. Amazing. Versus Ray Phoenix versus Scorpio Sky versus Kip Sabian versus Frankie Kazarian.
Too many guys in that match.
I'm going Orange Cassidy.
How many guys are in that match?
Well, there's 2 more spots to be filled. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9
Yikes! That's too many guys in a match.
Whoa.
I'm gonna go with one of the mystery guys because I don't see. I'm sorry to all the names you just named, but none of them besides Ray Phoenix comes out to world title caliber to me. Like Scorpio Sky tag team. Kazarian never been a world title character. I'm sorry, but to me, he never been. So I'm gonna go with one of the mystery guys that haven't been named yet.
Okay. Steve.
Freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy.
Okay. Antwan.
I'm gonna go with one of the mystery guys. A lot of these guys in this match, other than Ray Phoenix and maybe a little bit of Darby Allin, I don't find too many of them really world champion to say that okay, this guy's gonna be world champion in my book, at least not right now, But I'm gonna definitely go one of them, whoever the mystery guys, whoever one of them are. So that's my guess.
Okay. Deez. Oh, we can't hear you. But yeah. Yeah. Try to rejoin again. We're good, everyone. We're not stopping. This is the whole train.
So like I was saying.
How about now?
Yep, we hear you.
Yeah.
You're good.
Orange Cassidy. Why is this in a briefcase?
Yeah.
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 It's a Money in the Bank ladder match at AEW.
Why, man? That's why I don't like AEW right now. I don't. No.
Yeah, that's another reason they put too much digs on WWE, and WWE don't even give them the time of day.
If you're gonna start your own business and you're gonna start your own thing and you're gonna base it off of out of spite, you're not gonna be successful, man. You're not gonna be successful like that. And I wish the best for Cody and everybody that works over there, but you're not gonna ever break that. They're not going to ever break that bar, you know what I mean, that it takes to be that corporation. I'm not saying it has to be the top corporation, but at least something to be talked about with the WWE. And for me, I still don't know enough people that talk about AEW. It's not that big for me. So, yeah, I'm not burying them. I appreciate and respect what they do. It's something different. It's something new. But then again, it's all about taking digs. It's all about trying to one up everything, and they're putting ladder matches together with briefcases with contracts in them for, I'm going to guess and say a year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
They're basically right after Money in the Bank just happened.
Yeah. And they're doing it a month so.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my thoughts.
Everyone did their prediction for this one. Julian. Oh.
Yeah. Hi, I'm here. I'm gonna say. Ooh. I'm gonna go with freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. Freshly
Next
squeezed.
match.
I don't feel like he's gonna care.
Yeah, he's just gonna climb up and just take it and then walk away.
Yeah, I win.
Yeah. Next match we got Nyla Rose versus Hikaru Shida. Hikaru Shida. Nyla Rose is gonna take
Nyla
this
Rose.
one.
Yeah, Nyla Rose.
Nyla Rose.
Nyla Rose.
Deez?
That person.
God's losing it.
That's not, that person.
Is she
Like,
that really?
what's her name?
Is she that big girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I know who you're talking about.
I know her.
I don't know a damn thing about her, but she's gonna win.
Oh shit! I've never heard Antwan crack up out loud on the podcast.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
funny.
That
That just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Should I know her? Is she big? Is she a star?
Yeah, she's the women's champion right now.
But I'm
Nay,
saying
Dub.
it's like is she a star? Is she that big? Like did before this in the Indies and
Yeah, she had a decent run in the Indies.
was she in the women's tournament over in NXT?
No.
She was not.
The next match, you might know these girls. Britt Baker versus Chris Statlander. Chris Stat repping Creative Pro. In a single, I'm gonna go just because repping Chris Stat. She's gotta get a win here. Steve.
Dr. DMD Baker.
Okay. Julian.
Steve loves Britt Baker. I seen you.
Don't tell Adam Cole.
I don't know where to go off of that, but I'm gonna have to go with the doctor, I guess. I'm gonna go with Britt Baker.
The dentist.
Dentist. Doctor, dentist, same thing. Yeah,
that's it.
Britt Baker.
Okay. Antwan.
Britt Baker.
Oh, motherfucker. Millz.
I was gonna say Britt, but I say Chris.
Yes.
I seen her wrestle, and she got a bright future.
Is
So I'm gonna go with
Chris is part of Creative Pro, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's so
You know,
good.
I changed my pick.
Female graduate.
I'll rep Creative Pro. I'll go with Chris.
Deez.
I only know Britt Baker, so I'll say Britt Baker.
So we're split.
You gotta watch some of Chris Statlander.
Is this a title match? What is this match?
Singles?
It's
regular.
It's just I don't know.
I feel like they're gonna tell a good story though. It's gonna be a good match.
Who's the face? Who's the heel?
Chris Statlander's the face. Britt Baker's the heel.
Say it again.
Chris
Britt Baker's the
Statlander's
heel.
face.
I still didn't get it.
Millz, you say it.
Chris Statlander's the face, Britt Baker's the heel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll say Britt Baker.
Okay. Private Party versus Best Friends on the kickoff.
I gotta go with my boys' Private Party. Shout out to Quinn.
Oh, okay. To determine the number one contender for the AEW World Tag Team Championships, I will go Best Friends.
Take that back right now.
No,
Take that back
no.
because Private Party is
not.
one of the best tag teams in that division right now. And
Are we talking about Street Profits 2.0 or is it somebody else?
No,
dare you?
It's the same
How
people.
dare
It's
you?
that people.
How dare you? Nah, but shout out to Private Party. They from House of Glory. They a good tag team. They're very multi-talented. They do a lot of high spots. So I'm going with Private Party.
Oh, sure. I go Best Friends still. Steve.
Private Party, New York represent.
Yep.
Julian.
So before I get to my pick,
The guy who almost burnt down your house is in the background, right?
yep, that's right. So apparently, we were making buffalo chicken dip, and we were just putting it away in like a little container. And apparently we turned off the stove, but apparently it was still a little bit hot. And my friend put the lid on there, and it melted. And this is all that remains of it.
What are we talking about? What are you holding in your hand?
My friend's over here.
Am I the only one that's confused, guys?
I'm confused too. I'm not gonna hold you.
Let him explain the story.
Hold on. Speak through real quick.
What the hell?
So yeah. Say hi. Say hi,
We have a
Jaden.
special guest about to come on.
Yeah.
I'm the
Special
idiot.
guest on Tuck Your Chin podcast.
Yes!
That guy right
Hey,
there.
what's up, man?
Probably the guy that you gave Corona to yesterday.
All right.
You guys can follow me on Instagram at
No,
Okay.
get out of here.
No, black that out.
No,
Edit that out. Edit that out.
No.
Like,
I
that out.
trust me. I cut that. I put my earbud in.
Does he
right
know
when
he's not getting? Does he know he's not getting a paycheck?
No, he knows he's not getting the paycheck. Not at all.
You're not even getting paid yourself.
Stop.
We're getting paid
get him
for
out.
this.
Get him out of there.
Julian,
Get him
send
out.
me my money instantly.
Okay, where were we?
Jaden, take this.
Private party versus the best friends.
No, but who was going?
I was up.
Yes,
Jaden,
yes, sir.
Jaden got that thing. Jaden got the remains of the lid that went on the container for my buffalo chicken dip, which burned from the stove.
Still
yes, sir.
lost, but hey, thank you for
But
telling
anyway, but yeah, I guess to really say like, man, I don't know. I really don't know because I like both of these teams, but for me, I'm gonna go with private party. I'm gonna go with private party for sure.
See, Mike, you messing up. Everybody's going to private party. You gotta join
remember
the
when I
wave.
said
That
Otis
ain't
was
water.
gonna win Money in the
That
Bank
ain't
ladder
water.
match? Who
That
won?
ain't water.
Otis won.
That's all I gotta say.
Best friends. Antwan.
I'm gonna go with private party here.
See, you see.
Deez.
It's their time.
I didn't say yet.
No, you just called private party Street Profits 2.0, and that was it.
Well, I mean that they are, but I also think they're gonna win.
Come on, Mike. You're the only
Mikey
one.
versus the world.
Steve, who you got?
I said private party.
Oh, you already did.
Okay, and actually, this is gonna be a good match. We got Broken Matt Hardy and the Elite, Adam Tate, Hangman Page, Omega, and the Young Bucks versus the Inner Circle. This is gonna be. It's in a stadium stampede, so I think they're fighting inside Jacksonville Jaguar Stadium. So, shit.
Really good stuff there, huh?
Yeah. Does anyone want to go? Does anyone think they have a big?
I'm going with the Inner Circle.
Wonderful.
Yeah, Inner Circle Mills. Yes, sir. Julian. Yes.
They're. I haven't been watching much of AEW, but I know there have been some problems bringing up between Adam Page and Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling this is the way that they're gonna have Hangman Adam Page join the Inner Circle in some way, because I wouldn't say join the Inner Circle, but I feel like he is going to turn on Kenny Omega. But
you think
I
in
feel
this
like
match?
Nope, because they
somehow in
tag
this match,
champs.
what?
I don't think so because they tag champs. They gotta lose the belts first.
Oh,
So
you're right.
who's the match again? Who's facing
It's
who?
Matt Hardy, the Young Bucks.
Matt Hardy.
Hangman,
Yeah.
Matt Hardy, Hangman. Yeah. But yeah, honestly, if it does or doesn't happen, either way, I'm going with the Elite and Matt Hardy.
Nah,
Okay.
I'm going with Jericho in the Inner Circle.
Steve,
Matt Hardy and those other guys, the Elite.
Antwan,
Matt Hardy, the other guys.
Matt Hardy and the Elite.
Deez.
Inner Circle.
I'm going with Inner Circle too.
Oh, it's split.
Yeah, that does it for those AEW predictions. So if anyone wants to talk about anything else,
That's the last match.
I think I might have to watch that show.
I mean,
Check it
you're gonna
out.
see Orange
That's a
Cassidy
good
win
card.
that.
That's a good card.
Yeah,
For real.
It's a good card.
I just hope it delivers.
Yeah, it will,
AEW
man.
pay-per-views always deliver.
Yeah.
That
Where's
is
this?
true.
Where are these things taking place now? I saw
I
them.
think they're in their amphitheater in Daly's place, Jacksonville, the one right next to the stadium.
Is that where the
Yeah.
That's where the pay-per-view is going to be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyone else got anything to talk about?
No, that's it.
Hey,
what?
who wants to do their outro first? Antwan, hit us.
All right. Well, thanks for joining, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us. I had a lot of technical difficulties tonight, but I'm glad that you guys was able to be able to catch this amazing video with all these amazing guys here, all these talented wrestling fans. We all have this support this amazing, phenomenal podcast here, and to be sure that you continue to watch this podcast and the episodes. Follow and subscribe to us at Tuck Your Chin Podcast on YouTube, also on social media, right on Instagram.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining. It's been real. My name is, of course, as you know, my name is Antwan. You can follow me at Antwan Clark Pro. Also on my other Instagram account, Dark Rebel Inc. Thank you.
Millz.
You already know. You got Tuck Your Chin. Listen to the podcast. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Joey Deez music channel and YouTube and his podcast he does with Long Neck Josh. Follow Mikey. Follow Julian. Follow Steve. Follow Antwan and follow me on Instagram. You already know. I don't have to say anything else. Just peace and Tuck Your Chin.
Julian.
All right. So yeah, I guess all I could say is thank you so much for listening or watching the. What? Yeah, technically it's watching the Tuck Your Chin podcast. The results for Money in the Bank and the AEW match card predictions. Again, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this. And again, yeah, go subscribe to the podcast. Go subscribe to the Moshcast. Go follow Mike Shift Spam on Instagram.
Don't follow.
Follow
Yeah.
me, Deez.
Yeah, the one account Joey Deez will never ever follow.
Never.
I'm sure there's probably more that he won't follow, but we won't.
There's a lot of accounts I follow. Yeah.
But anyway, thank you, Mr. Deez, thank you, Steve, thank you, Millz, thank you, Antwan, thank you, Mike, and thank every single one of you for watching. And as always, I can't do it today because my voice still hurts from talking very much. Sorry, what did you say, Mike?
Is that what you're gonna do?
I was, but I can't. But my voice hurts.
Make your friend do it. I will let him on one more time for him to do what you do.
No, he's gonna try and plug his
Does he know how to do it? Does he know how to do it?
Hell no, he doesn't know how to do it.
He's just gonna get on here and plug his Instagram.
Yeah.
Get him out of
He's
here.
gonna come on here and plug his Instagram again. They probably talk about like, hey, so he has a YouTube channel as well, but
Does
Do not subscribe to it. Follow
What is it?
Mike Shift
Blocked.
Spam.
Blocked.
Yeah.
That's what
yeah,
it's
but
called.
honestly,
Block.
he does like unboxings. He's
No,
video
stop
games.
promoting him. No, stop.
But that's a story for another day. That anyway, I guess all I could say is since I can't do it because my voice. Thank you and good night, and also tuck your chin.
Jeez.
Guys, thanks for watching, listening, whatever you're doing. Thanks for coming to Tuck Your Chin Podcast, guys. Thanks for having me on again. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for the shout out, Millz. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed Money in the Bank. I hope you guys enjoyed this show. Hope you guys enjoy all the future shows coming up. I know Mike and Julian and Will put a lot of hard work into this show. So thank you guys for keeping this going and making it the fastest rising podcast in all professional wrestling.
Yeah.
And now that I've said what I had to say, let's
Yes. Everyone
Here,
get their
fuck.
plugs out.
Yes,
Everyone
yes.
get their plugs out. Get their plugs out. You
Man,
know what time it is.
my plug is charging right now, but
Get it, Antwan. You got one. Yes. Steve, it's your turn.
Guys, you know what it is. Tuck Your Chin Podcast, fastest rising podcast, professional wrestling, sports entertainment. You heard it here. Follow the socials. Follow the podcast.
Yep.
Make this podcast a global sensation because we are taking over the galaxy. Follow me at Steve Stone _ at Deez Joey Deez. Going live Friday 11 p.m. Eastern time.
Good night.
At Real Mike
Tonight.
Hendricks, The Prodigy, Julian Purnell _ HOH, Antwan Clark Pro, and your other account, Dark Rebel Ant. And thank you to our wonderful host for starting this podcast, Mike Shift and Mike Spam. Follow that, each and every one of you.
No!
no.
Don't follow it.
Oh no!
Oh, it's shit.
Like, subscribe, comment, share this podcast. Because if you don't, bad things will happen to you when you're asleep.
Uh-oh.
Anyways, guys, come on. Make this podcast go viral. We are going to be the number one
Viral.
podcast on YouTube. I guarantee it. Tuck
What are we
your
not
chin.
doing? What are we
Tuck
not
your
doing,
chin.
Steve? What are we
Tuck
not
in your
doing?
chin.
Steve?
That's what you're doing. And we're also critiquing the canvas. Follow that podcast, like you said.
What are we not doing though?
Washing our hands,
Yes.
I hope we are.
wearing masks. That's what they're not doing. What? What
Oh.
are we not doing, Mike?
I don't know.
He said, I don't know.
What was that build up for then? Oh my god.
Oh yes, I am a lost soul. So let's move on. My outro. We all know this is gonna be good.
April Fools.
Oh,
April Fools.
Even Mike lies sometimes.
Yeah,
boys.
you know what? This is what your plug is gonna be.
boys, girls,
Nope.
and no. Where did everyone go?
Hey, guys, I mean it. You better subscribe to the podcast.
What is that?
The pole. The metal pipe.
He's gonna beat the heck out of whoever doesn't subscribe tonight.
But go find that guy in your baseball
No,
field.
he's gonna beat the crap out of my friend.
Oh yes,
No,
my
that's
turn.
funny.
Boys, girls, and poles, because you know. And attack helicopters. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for watching this. Fuck.
What?
Thank you for watching this.
Money in the Bank.
Oh yes, thank you for watching Money in the Bank.
What were we
especially.
talking about for the
Money!
past hour and a
Yes.
half?
Yes, if you go on Deez, Joey Deez, and if you have talent, you know, if you could play the guitar,
probably
if you
won't.
could play
That
the
is
drums-
not winning my money. That.
Look at you, dude.
Oh wait, I gotta keep going.
takes
so
talent.
You're gonna win 100, 200, 250, 300, 320, 340, 360 bucks added to your bank account just by impressing Mr. Deez. And you know, it smells like heaven. It doesn't even smell like green.
I know for a fact I ain't winning.
Well, I appreciate that, but this is Money in the Bank, guys. That's why I'm holding this up. Money in the Bank. So, thanks for watching. Mike, are you done with your outro yet?
Oh no, I didn't even start.
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
You okay,
Thank
Mike?
you. Thank you for watching this amazing episode of the. Thank you for watching this amazing episode of the Tuck Your Chin. Follow all these amazing people on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Snapfish, whatever.
Snapfish.
And
TikTok.
God help me.
MySpace.
Stay tuned. We're gonna have a bunch
MySpace.
more video episodes
MySpace.
coming soon. NXT Takeover predictions are gonna drop soon. Backlash predictions, all video episodes, all predictions episodes. You will see us because that's what we like to do.
You're not
Don't
down with that? I got 3 words for you. Tuck your chin.
Oh yeah, keep tucking your chin, peeps. Keep
Here, this is where Mike's outro goes.
I'm
The
gonna
track.
go-
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Mike, you're not allowed to do outros anymore. We're gonna do like a pre-recorded audio for you,
Yeah, because that.
and you can
that
just
was that.
mouth it every time. You can just like memorize it, rehearse it, and then we'll play the audio, and you can just lip it.
Don't forget,
Yeah.
guys. Stay home, wash your hands, wash your ass, and keep jumping in the garbage. Peace
And
out.
learn
guys.
how to do outros.
Yes.
For real.
If anyone can teach me how to do an outro, hit me up at mike.chip.
Hey, and don't forget, tuck your chin. Just so I do it
Peace
one more
out,
time.
peeps.
Move slow, I gotta go. Really, really gotta go.